Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to jump on here, give you our market update for May. It's currently May 31st as I'm recording this. So a couple things just on my end, what's been going on. I've been studying for the CFP very, very hard. Started studying back in November. I take the test in July. So for those of you that don't know, CFP is a certified financial planner, which of course, I'm already licensed to give you all the advice and do the job that I've been doing. There's nothing that's going to change there. But I'm constantly trying to do more education and just be the best advisor that I can and learn as much as I can. So the CFP is, it's basically the highest credential that you can get within the financial planning world. People either go for the CFP, again, Certified Financial Planner, or CFA, Certified Financial Analyst, which, as you guys know, we have a certified financial analyst on our team. I would never plan on taking that test. I don't really enjoy doing the data analytics of single stocks, and that's why we have someone to do that. So again, the CFP, I've already learned so much. It's been amazing, but we're really getting down to the wire here. I actually head out to Vegas next week to do a live review. We are going for 4 days. It's from like 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, every single day, just grinding on all the CFP material to get ready for the test. And then the countdown begins, 1 month to go. After work and on the weekends, all my free time I'm spending in the books, hitting it hard, trying to make sure that I get through the test one time. So that's coming up soon. I'm pretty excited to get through with all of that. It'll be a big relief. So also wanted to give you guys an update, how the portfolios are performing, what's been going on in the market, all the normal stuff there. So again, all of these positions that I've thrown in, not an indication to buy them. Just want to give you some insight onto what the performance has been looking like lately. So year to date, things have been doing well. I'm sure you guys have seen, Dow's hit record highs, and there's been a lot of exciting news out there. We've had some volatility this week. Things have pulled back a little bit, but it's to be expected. Nothing goes up linear, right? So just one change that you may have noticed is position CAF. It is a small cap ETF that we've been using, or we just started using for the portfolio a few months ago. So if you've been looking on your online portal, you've probably seen that. But again, that is to give us some small cap exposure. We have not actually been holding it year to date. So this number is not what you would see in your portfolio, but that position has been there, again, to add diversification in the small cap space. So that position, again, year to date, down a little over 3.8%. But again, we haven't been holding it that long. Bloomberg Ag, again, that's our index that gives us a good reading on what the bond market has been doing. Down about 1.6% here. Again, bonds have been a little bit underwhelming here lately, and we're waiting for that interest rate cut. Remember, when interest rates go up, bond prices go down and vice versa. So that's going to be a huge catalyst for the bond market once we do get those rate cuts. We don't know when. I think they're coming Q4, maybe early 2025. We got some new news on that I'm going to show you here in a minute, but that's going to be, again, a huge boost to the bond market when we do get those rate cuts. The Dow Jones, and you'd think it's up higher after all these crazy headlines of its record highs and everything. Again, it's pulled back a little lately. So, but year to date, only up a little over 1%. NASDAQ up about 8.5%. S&P beating the NASDAQ. We haven't seen that in a while. But again, when you look at such a narrow window, we're only looking at 5 months here. It's always a lot different than when we zoom out. But again, S&P is winning currently, up about 9%. And American Express, this is one of our satellite positions that we've been holding. It's absolutely killed it, up 27% year to date. Again, remember, we don't always hold a satellite position. That's our individual stock plays. Sometimes we hold 3 or 4, sometimes we hold 0. American Express has been one we've been holding for probably the last year and a half, and it's done extraordinarily well. So not planning on selling it anytime soon. It's really, really doing a good job. So looking over the last trailing 12 months, the main market's been killing it. Our portfolios have done great over the last trailing 12 months. Bloomberg Ag up a little over 1%. Dow's 15, S&P's 23. That Pacer ETF actually over the last 12 months have done really, really well, 25. NASDAQ 27, and American Express topping the charts at over 50% return over the last trailing 12 months. So market's done great through all of this volatility or negative headlines. I mean, I've met with a lot of people that have said, man, I'm scared of the market. Inflation's terrible. We have election years. There's always another boogeyman. And look at what's been happening. Market continues to move forward. The other question that I get, okay, Hunter, elections are coming. We haven't got the rate cuts. What's going to happen the remainder of this year? I don't know. I wish I had a crystal ball and I wish I had a perfect answer. I have an estimate, but that's really what it is. It's just an estimate because I don't know if there's going to be another COVID strain or who's going to get elected or if there would be a war. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. My best guess election years are normally historically a good thing for the market. So I'm still bullish moving forward, and I do think that rate cuts are coming. Hopefully Q4, maybe early 2025, but that's going to be another major catalyst for us. So short term, I am still bullish. I would be lying if I said that I have the exact estimate of what the S&P is going to hit. And I know for sure that's what it's going to do by the end of this year. Anybody that says that is lying, right? Nobody can tell. But again, that's why we invest for the next 3 to 5 years. The positions that we're holding, we're not holding it because we think this person's going to get elected and that's going to have a major impact on our investment portfolio. We don't make those short-term bets. And I talk to you guys about that a lot. That's why we go through the financial planning. That's why we think long-term. I'm not a believer of timing market events. It's about time in the market. So again, no real crazy changes within the portfolio. That Pacer ETF for the small cap fund was one of the only ones, but just wanted to keep you updated on where things are looking year to date and trailing 12 months. Okay, so looking here at what the Fed's been telling us, again, we've had a little bit of a pullback here over the last 7-10 days. Well, probably less than that actually last week, but a lot of it's been because of inflation news. Nothing new to you guys. We've been talking about inflation in the Fed for forever. So just to let you know real quick, core PCE was up 2.8% over the prior year in April, in line with estimates and unchanged from the annual increases seen in the last 2 months. You would think unchanged would be good. At least that's not going in the wrong direction, but it's not, right? I mean, we're looking for these estimates, or sorry, not estimates, these actual PCE numbers to be cut, to get lower and lower and lower. And when that starts to happen, that's when the Fed will actually cut interest rates. If they're just holding steady, yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not increasing. Inflation's not getting worse, but it's also not getting better. And again, the Fed's looking for it to actually get better. So down here, they said, Fed officials have repeatedly said that they're waiting for greater confidence in inflation's decline before it would be appropriate to reduce interest rates. On Thursday, New York Fed president said he believes inflation will start declining again in the second half of 2024. Economists have reasoned that further declines in inflation later this year could keep a September interest rate cut on the table. So maybe they're not being very, it's funny, reading and listening to what the Fed says. They really dance around it pretty hard. They don't take a strong stance anywhere on what they're going to do with inflation. They just continually say, we're going to wait to see what the numbers tell us. If they start to decline and we're very confident, then we will cut rates. And it's like, yeah, duh, you've been telling us that forever. But anyways, that's what we're really, really waiting for. Again, that's going to be a huge boost. So those rate cuts are going to be big for the market. So getting away from just macro data and what's actually been going on performance-wise, a couple other big changes that have happened. If you did not know, the settlement time for securities just got changed. So what does that mean? Well, if any of you are ever calling and asking for funds to be returned, then I always tell you, okay, give us about, probably 3 days, because it's settlement T+2, meaning the day that we sell, we have to wait 2 days till the cash is actually there, and then we can send the money to you. So it's normally about a 3-day process. Well, they just changed that to T+1, meaning that for all of those transactions, and when you guys want to get money out of any of your accounts, it only takes 1 day after the day of sale for the cash to actually hit the account, and we can send that back to you. So 1 day difference, is it really life-changing? No, but it's nice. It's a little bit more convenient, and at least something that you can be aware of for people that are actually taking distributions out of their accounts now. So that was a big one. And then another thing that I was working on with a new client this week actually was with inherited IRA. So it's something interesting to consider. I mean, a lot of you probably have not had inherited IRAs yet, but odds are you will be receiving them at some point or giving them at some point in time, right? When we pass away, if we have IRA accounts, then they go to whoever our beneficiaries are, receive them as inherited IRAs. So there's some interesting stuff we can do with them. And I just wanted to give you some insight into a conversation that I was having with a new client that just came on actually, and some cool stuff that you're able to do. So with the inherited IRAs, again, whoever you pass away, and whoever your beneficiary is that receives that, they are able to take it as an inherited IRA. Now, if it was a spouse, they can move it directly into their own IRA, and there's some different distribution rules. But for non-spousal beneficiaries, you give your IRA to your children or whoever, a lot of times they fall under what's called the 10-year rule. So once you inherit it, you have 10 years to withdraw the money from the account. It has to be zero by the 10th year, end of the 10th year. Now, The hard thing is if it's a traditional inherited IRA, the beneficiary is going to be paying taxes when they pull that money out. Remember, traditional dollars go into the account pre-tax. You never pay taxes on them. Then as it grows and grows and grows, when you pull the money out on the back end, you pay ordinary income tax at that time. Even the beneficiaries, at some point, the IRS wants their tax money. They haven't gotten it yet. So whenever the money gets taken out, you still have to pay the taxes. Now, you don't have to pull it out, 1/10 every single year to get it to zero. You can wait all until year 10 and pull it all out at once. You can pull it all out in year 1. You just have to pull all the money out in that 10-year window. So for a new client that I was just working with, they wanted to have some charitable contributions that they were doing. That was very important to them and important to a lot of people, right? That they want to give money to churches or colleges or whatever it may be. So something cool with IRAs, once you are age 70 and a half, you are able to take what's called a qualified charitable distribution from your IRA account. The maximum exclusion is $100,000. So you can take $100,000 a year out of your IRA, send it directly to a qualified charity, and that money, it's 100% excluded in your income. Now, that's huge. Remember, if you were to withdraw $100,000 from an IRA, whether it's a traditional or in a traditional inherited, doesn't matter. If it's a traditional IRA and you pull money out, that $100,000 is normally included in your gross income and you're paying taxes on it. But over 70 and a half, if you take the qualified charitable distribution and do it correctly on your taxes, it's 100% excluded from your ordinary income. It's a huge tax savings. So obviously, you have to be in a point where you don't need that money to live off of, right? That's if we're giving it to charity, of course. But so for this client that I'm starting to work with now, they said, okay, Hunter, we don't need the money from this account, and we really have some big charity goals. So they have some other buckets of money that we didn't need or but we could use to fund their retirement life. So I told them, all right, well, let's wait on our 10-year rule. We can wait until years 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let this thing grow and then take your QCDs for the remainder of the time. Once you hit 70 and a half, we'll pull out $100,000 a year and it'll be 100%. You'll pay no income tax on it and hit your charity goals. So it's just something to keep aware of. A lot of people don't know that you can do that with your IRAs. Again, it doesn't have to be an inherited IRA. It can just be your normal traditional IRA, and you can still do a QCD once you're age 70 and a half. So just an interesting thought wanted to throw out there to you guys. Also, remember, with IRAs, when they're inherited, so there's two ways to think about this, right? Either the person that's giving the inherited IRA or the person that's receiving the inherited IRA. Now, if you have a Roth IRA, and this is why I'm so big on Roth accounts, all of you guys know I'm always talking about doing Roth conversions or just maxing out your Roth IRAs and the power of the Roth IRA. Well, with an inherited Roth IRA, if you're the one receiving it, since it's Roth, you still have the 10-year rule. If you're a non-spousal beneficiary, you have to withdraw it in that 10-year window. But all of that money can be withdrawn 100% tax-free. Same as if it's your own personal Roth IRA, right? When you retire and you pull the money out, never pay taxes on it. Well, as an estate planning tool, when you give that money to your kids or grandkids or whoever in your estate plan, if it's an inherited Roth IRA, it is also tax-free for those people. So that's huge, absolutely huge. And again, the power of Roth IRAs is just astronomical, but that's where we really have to remember. People want to take the tax deduction now because we're always thinking about, how do I lower my taxes this year? I don't want to pay money to the government. I want to lower my taxable income right now. But I always challenge people, we got to think about, what's my taxable income going to look like 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, and what's going to best suit me at that point in time. And in my mind, it's, the Roth IRA is really, really powerful for that. Imagine that your kids or grandkids are able to inherit a Roth from you, how much that could help them long term. So that's what I got for you guys today. Again, wanted to give you an update on what's been going on over here, how the markets have been doing, and then just some ideas of some cases that I've been running with clients. I think it's always good to have those tidbits of information for, when you get to a point in time where maybe you're inheriting an IRA and we're having these conversations together, that it's somewhere deep in the memory bank and you might remember that I was talking about this, and it might help when we are going through the plan design for your personal case. So with that, guys, always give me a call if you have any questions at all. Here in the next couple months, I'm going to start reaching out for our semi-annual reviews. So, but if any of you would like to get together before then, of course, I'm always more than happy to do that. So give me a call, send me an email, any questions at all. Looking forward to seeing everybody soon. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your day here. Talk to you later. Bye.